Alrighty, tubers, tubettes, and of course, crazy people. This video is going to be about the other woman, and in some cases, the other women, and the effect that it has on the relationship between my wife and myself. It's coming up right now in the video. Alrighty. Well, like I tried to describe there in the description, this is really a video about the other woman or the other women. Now, normally that statement would sound kind of lascivious, like someone's having an affair or something. But what I'm talking about in this video are the other women that are in your immediate circle of influence. They could be your neighbors, it could be your friends, or more importantly, in my state, and my friend's state is the girlfriends of our friends. Now, there's been many a friendship ruined out here, mine, others, because of them. And it's because the women just can't seem to get along for an extended period of time. And there is an awful lot of jealousy. There
Yes.
is an awful lot of cattiness. And there is almost a pack mentality that forms. Now, to back up a little, when men go for it, men, we tend to handle it right then and right there. If I have a disagreement with some dude, I'll call him out, and vice versa. They'll say, "Hey, you're full of what," and I go, "Yeah, why?" And then we might, it might get a little escalated. But I've never in my 8 years, if I even much less been in one, I've never even witnessed fisticuffs. I've never seen two guys say, "Well, let's just take it outside and fix this." No, never. Guys tend to disagree, and then maybe after they get some of the steam out of them, whatever it is they're disagreeing about, one guy usually has the enough logic to pull back and say, "Hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have come at you that way, and I came on a little strong." And the other dude will say, "Well, maybe I overreacted when you said that." And you can see that we're trying to backpedal or wind it down a little bit. And it's like, usually after 3 or 4 minutes, they say, "Are we still cool? Are you and me cool? I mean, are we good?" And most men will go, "Yeah, man, we're good. It was just over something, nothing anyway. So why get excited about it?" And you do a little potato punch or whatever it's called, and away we go. Not with them. Now I can speak with some expertise on this because her and I moved out of the apartment complex because the women had ganged up on her. Now, the interesting dynamic is it was 4 or 5 women, right?
Yes.
I'll say something about that. Okay. And we all lived in the same complex. And not all of them were involved. There were 2 or 3 that didn't want anything to do with it, but there were 3 or 4 or 5 that did. And here's the interesting thing to me is that if she had been down and out, or if she was sad, or if something bad had happened to her, or if I had left her and we had broken up and she was brokenhearted, well, these girls would gather around her and try to nurture her and soothe her and everything else and comfort her. You know why? Because it made them feel better about their own situation. They still had their boyfriend. They still had this. They still had that. So they're going to just lay on the sugar and honey if that had happened to me. What happened to me was quite the opposite. It seemed like these couples that were living there were all having some sort of state of dissension with one another. This couple was bickering and fighting. The other ones were, one lady had chucked a frying pan at her boyfriend and it went through the window. Another girl was flirting with every man. When her man would leave, she would run up. She came over to my place and knocked on the door. She went to another guy's house when I turned her away and brought him some chocolates. And I was like, what is going on? And so one day, May was standing outside, and one of the girls that lived next door,
Yes.
you were in your nightgown, and you weren't wearing a bra.
Yes.
And she made some snarky remark about May's body, and not out to her face. And she was with another girl.
Yes.
And she posted it on Facebook.
Yes.
Straight up. May Espargera.
Yeah.
Because you were in McGill then.
Yes, that time.
Blah, 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 blah. Has no shame or whatever because she didn't wear a bra outside. She was out watering her plants on her own little patio. So she had committed this big felony of a wardrobe malfunction that, was not supposed to happen because everyone's so uptight here. And I had to do everything I could to keep her from putting a steak knife in the girl's eye because that was character assassination. What made matters worse was the day before, I had gone over and set up a YouTube channel for her, promoted her on my channel, got her to 1,000 subscribers overnight.
Yeah.
And you had bought her a bikini.
Yes, I helped.
Because she was doing bikini videos like May was doing back in the day. And so she was going to kind of emulate what May was doing. And she wanted to have a photo in a pretty bikini because she was a pretty girl.
Yeah.
And all this and that. And then when those two went at it, the other ones that were living there kind of chimed in on the like I say, the pack mentality, and just were vicious to her. And even after we moved, they would walk up the street in this pack. They got nothing else going on in their life, and would start laughing and making jokes in front of the house.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I used to get up and go like that, and they'd all run. Because I would just act like I was going to jump on them. And they would all just turn around and run home real fast.
Yeah. That time I'm sleeping.
Yeah. And she would be sleeping. I was going to set up a hose where I could just squirt them, but you kids get off my lawn. So there's the kind of like, not really an extreme example, because right now I'm experiencing the same thing, but I'm watching it from afar. It's not me and her. It's other friends of ours that the same crap is happening. One girl said one thing about another girl, and then someone else agreed and someone else disagreed, and then somebody embellished the story. And now the guys, one of them I know of, well, two of them can no longer hang out with each other because unless they're by themselves. But if they're with their woman and they're going to go to a restaurant and they know the other couple's going to be there, they don't go. And because the women are just going to be miserable and the men are going to be miserable. And so I don't have an answer to this. However, I do have an answer to this. I don't have an answer to the crab mentality or why they want to drag you down. At that time, May was doing a lot better just in life in general. Her relationship with me, she had gotten a scooter. They were jealous of that.
Yes.
Yada, yada, yada. And so they wanted to drag her down. Like I said, if she'd have been in some sort of dire straits or had something horrible happen, they would have been flocking around her like a bunch of mother hens. But the mentality and the jealousy was brutal. And they wanted to keep driving home the pain. They were enjoying torturing her. May made a conscious decision that at that time of life. And she said, never again will I get close to anybody.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, well, you're cutting out an awful lot of people that are potentially great friends. And she's stuck to her guns. And she said, no, if I like them, I'll be friends with them.
Yeah.
But never again
For
will
being close.
will I invest,
Yes. Yeah.
emotion or
Yes.
energy or money or
Yeah.
love or affection
Yeah.
beyond what's normal? Obviously, if we're going to go to a birthday party, we're going to bring the kid a gift or them a gift.
Yes.
If we've been, we'll show up at their thing.
Yeah.
But is she going to go with 4 or 5 other girls on a day trip somewhere? Never.
Yes.
Only with her family. She will stay home, and she will stay with me, and she will go with her family.
Yeah.
Why am I telling you this? Because it's a nuance here in the Philippines that you can feel free to vet me on and try to verify. But if you're a guy coming over here and you plan on living here and you plan on possibly finding somebody that you're compatible to, that you're going to have a relationship with, that's one of the things to look out for, because we're, as men, we're to provide and protect and all that kind of stuff. But you're going to have to be aware of the way that the world works out here, especially amongst the females. It is much more vicious than what men do. Like I said, I've never seen anybody come to blows, but men will at least face each other face to face, and they may MF each other a couple, 3 times, and they may pound their fist on the chair or the table, but they get it out of their system then and there, and they settle it then and there. The women love to keep it in perpetuity. I can't say the word. They want to keep it going. They want to just keep it flowing. They enjoy it. They're bored. And it's always the one that has reached a higher social status.
Yeah.
And not that your social status was so high. All you got was a motorbike. Okay? It's not like you got a Learjet or anything, or that we some major.
I'm very poquito.
Yeah, it was just really a simple thing. And then where else was I going to go with this? I guess that's about it, guys. She stays out of it. Oh, I do want to conclude with this. Someone asked me the other day, do I believe in karma? And I said, sort of, because I'm born again Christian, so I believe in God. I don't believe in outside stuff, but I know that there's forces at work, and I don't pretend to know it all. But that being said, every single one of those women that were having so much fun and grins and giggles coming up the street there for about a month are screwed. One woman, unfortunately, we take no joy in telling you this, became severely disabled, and she basically is turned into a 24-hour caregiver for this guy. Brutal. Another one, the one that was next door that you gave the bikini to.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't long after that, but her boyfriend.
She's getting karma.
Yeah. She got dropped by him, and then she disappeared into the mist, and she put on a whole bunch of weight. She used to be really
she's
pretty,
very fat now,
and now she's like doubled in size.
Yeah.
And so she's not only without a boyfriend, but she's having a tough time finding one. The last time I heard. And then another one just had a baby with a guy that didn't want to have a baby. And she's the one that throws the pots and the pans. And we saw them. And I guess she got what she wanted, but he didn't. And he's unhappy. And he's also a little loopy. Believes that space aliens came down and talked to him. Okay, there's the type of guy that I'm talking about that she's hooked up with and can't get away from. And then there's one more couple that he had to leave the island because it turns out that he had a wife and a baby on another island that nobody knew about. And then, because he never wanted his picture taken with anyone. And finally, it got out on that. So he's dealing with that issue right now. I don't pretend to know what level because I never liked the guy myself. But if you're involved with a young Filipina, it might bode you well to, you think, oh, it's great. They sit down and they just get along right so well, because they do. If we go meet somebody for coffee and there's a brand new foreigner and he's got his girlfriend, you two sit down and yap it up. Just like your best friends. Just like your sisters.
Yes.
But the interesting thing is I'll walk out of the coffee shop with May and we'll hop in the car, we'll get on the bike, and I'll go, so what did you think of that young lady? And she'll go, ooh, he's in trouble.
Because I learned before.
She's figured it out.
Yes.
There's little telltale signs of what type of person we're dealing with. It's very much like me. You know, when I'm not always right, but there are first impressions that people make upon you. And generally those are right. And generally I either like the guy or I don't like the guy. Either he's interesting or he's not. Either he's cool or he's not. And it's very simple for us. If I like him and she likes him, we call him up and we go, hey, let's go hang out. Let's go get a pizza. Let's do this. Let's go to the house. Let's take a ride. Like Joe and Lizelle. You know, we met them. We just liked them so much. And we took a trip across the island with them. And we've been meaning to get together, but time hasn't allowed. There's Monty and Aaron Gell. Good friends with them. There's people we're not naming here, I know. But Goldfinger and Carolyn, we hang out with them. We dig them. There's just, you know, my dad always said you can count your best friends or real friends on one hand. By the time you die, you'll be able to count your friends on one hand. So I'm like, got almost all 5 fingers filled up. And so does she. So there are those close people that we deal with, but you need to be completely in tune with, I don't mean to preach to you, but you should be at least aware of this thing called crab mentality. And I guess the best cure for this is to, number one, be aware of it. And then if anything does happen that elevates your station in life, keep it on the down low. You know, don't be bragging about it or posting it or showing it. May, for Christmas, was it? Got a brand new phone from me. But never once showed it off. Never once took a picture of it. Never once said, look what I got.
I better keep it in the drawer.
She keeps it in the drawer. But that's just, she's learned her lesson. You know, it's like, okay, I got this cool phone. I wanted it. Thank God my husband bought it for me. I'm very appreciative of it. Thanks a lot. And I wanted her to have it because hers is broken. It's got a line going through it. And she needed a phone. So I said, what do you want? And it was kind of one of those extravagant things. But I look at it as an investment because she uses it for YouTube. And so it gives good sound, good pictures, good clarity, all that good stuff. And so anyway, that's kind of it. Down low, or play the down low. If you have a woman, make sure that she's properly vetting the people that she's talking to or trusting or getting involved with, because it can get ugly in a hurry. I watch, real quick, I watch YouTube very little, but I'll check in. But guys will call me and they'll say, hey, you know, there's just like 3 or 4 women that are seeing each other and doing videos together all the time. And 3 of them will be on one girl's channel. And then the next thing you know, the other girl's got, all 4 of them have channels. It's that girl with those 3. And then, you know, go down the line 4 times. And they're all basically talking about the same thing in every video. Love and romance and how they feel and how to meet a guy and how great they are and this and that. And my friend will call me up because he watches it a lot closer than I do. And he goes, hey, did you notice that so-and-so's no longer in the tribe? You know, she got booted because she met some rich guy. And now they don't want anything to do with her because she's what? elevated her station in life, as she's not even welcome to come back on her little channels. So that's that. This is just kind of one of those little videos that's sort of just a nuance. It's no big. There's no big moral to the story, other than to just. I would suggest that when meeting people out here, be friendly, be open, be honest, tell the truth. Most of all, though, be on your guard and know that everybody, and I mean everybody, including me, has an agenda. Okay? Everybody wants something from somebody, and it may be very small or it may be very large. So we have learned that everyone has an agenda. Everybody wants a piece of me or her, and I want a piece of them, and she wants a piece of them.
Yes.
And it may just be that we want a piece of their friendship, or it could be something much deeper than that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my little video for now, and I will see you crazy people in the next video.
Yes.
Say goodbye, wifey.
Bye-bye.